This is section 3.6. It's on congruent angles. This is a review. When two segments are the same length, then they are congruent segments. So here's segment AB. It has a length of 5. Here's segment CD. It has a length of 5. Since they both have a length of 5, then those segments are congruent. That's what it means to be congruent if we're talking about segments. Now, here's the new stuff. Angles can be congruent too. Two angles that have the same degree measure are congruent angles. So here's angle L and here's angle P. They're congruent because they both have a measure of 38. So since that number matches, these two angles are congruent. And here's how you would write it. Angle L is congruent to angle P. This is a new type of angle pair. It's called vertical angles. It's when you have two lines that intersect, there's 4 angles that are formed. The angles that are not next to each other, the ones that are non-adjacent, those are called vertical angles. So angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. Angle 2 and angle 4 are also vertical angles. Now we're going to see a diagram like this a lot. Angles that are next to each other that make a line, remember, are a linear pair. So angles 1 and 2 are a linear pair. Same thing with 2 and 3. Same thing with 3 and 4. Same thing with 1 and 4. Those are your linear pairs. But the angles across from each other, those are vertical angles. We're going to pretend for a second that angle 1 is 80 degrees. What would angle 2 be? Well, angle 2 is its supplement. It makes a linear pair with angle 1. So it has to be 100. These two numbers have to add to 180. Now, same thing with angles 2 and 3. They're a linear pair as well. So if these have to add to 180, then angle 3 is 80 degrees also. Angle 4 would then be 100 for the same reason. These two have to add up to 180. Now take a second and look at angle 1 and angle 3. These are vertical angles. What do you notice about them? Angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical also. What do you notice about them? So in this diagram, we have angles that are created by lines that are crossing. If you look at line R and line S, they cross and they create vertical angles here. Angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. They're across from each other. They're made with these two lines. What is angle 6 vertical with? It's across from angle 5. Angle 3 is going to be vertical with angle 4. Okay, and if we want to, we use what we did on this last slide. These vertical angles, if you notice, have the same measure, and so do these. So here's how you would show this on this slide. Angle 1 and angle 2, they're the same measure. Angle 3 and angle 4 are the same measure, but they don't have to be the same as 1 and 2. Angle 5 and angle 6 have the same measure. That's what this vertical angle theorem says. It's theorem 3.1. Vertical angles are congruent. So if you can identify two angles that are vertical, they're congruent angles.